Keeping Up with the Kardashians is a total hit, and so is the iconic family behind the show. But even a family as famous as this one has a huge set of rules they must follow. They make it look so easy on television, but being in showbiz is definitely hard. Make sure you watch this video until the end to see which Kardashian rule is the toughest to follow. Before we jump into it, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Taco for more great content. Now let's get into 10 strict rules the Kardashians must follow on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. No Kanye. These days, Kanye is pretty much everywhere on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but he didn't initially want to be on the show. In 2013, he stopped by New York radio station Hot 97 and explained this initial backlash to being on the show. His reason was quite simple. He didn't want to do it because he didn't like the way the producers shot some of the scenes. Kanye did first appear on the show in 2012, doing a 180 from his initial decision, but he didn't do it for our benefit or because he enjoyed being in front of the cameras. Oh no, apparently, Kanye was motivated by love. When he got engaged to Kim, he made sure producers were there to film because, according to him, getting the engagement on camera was something that would make her happy. This was also a great way to document their entire relationship. He figured that they could decide later on if they wanted the scenes to air or not. So, Kanye shocked us all when he made his first appearance in season 7. He really does know how to keep us on our toes, but fans were really glad he joined the cast. Otherwise, they would have never been able to see him go through his first world Kanye problems. Like that one time he got royally pissed at Kim because she wouldn't give him the band-aid he wanted. And now, Kanye is not only on the show, but he even approves and directs some scenes. Is this proof that he loves being on reality TV? We guess you can say so. Waiting for the crew. Life is often unpredictable. Just ask the Kardashians. There are a bunch of special moments in their lives that don't always happen while the cameras are rolling, but the camera crew can't exactly go back in time and recapture those moments now, can they? So when they missed a major life moment, the reality stars have to recreate it for the camera all over again. And that includes emotional moments like sisterly fights, breakups, and even finding out you're pregnant. That's right. Remember that scene where Khloe revealed she was pregnant? Supposedly, Khloe took a home pregnancy test and then gave it to her assistant, Alexa. But she decided to keep her pregnancy hush-hush until she told everyone at a family barbecue. But according to writer and Kardashian expert Mariah Smith, Khloe had been pregnant for a couple of months at that time. Come on now. Wouldn't it be a major coincidence if the cameras were rolling right when Khloe found out she was expecting? In fact, the scene was reportedly shot months after the family barbecue. So it's safe to say that there weren't any cameras around when she found out in real life. Then again, it's possible that Khloe wasn't ready to share such a precious moment with the rest of the world. If that was the case, then she probably asked the camera crew to steer clear during the OG moment. But reality stars have come clean many times about how they're forced to reenact moments for the cameras. No wonder some of these stars come off as robotic and lifeless. That certainly explains a lot. Expect to get rehearsals. The Kardashians are often forced to rehearse a scene before the cameras roll, just like you'd expect on a scripted show. But it gets even crazier. If a scene doesn't come out quite right, they'll reshoot it again and again until they get the perfect shot. So, what is real and what's not in the world of Keeping Up with the Kardashians? Well, court documents from Kim and Kris Humphrey's divorce shed a light on how the show works. There was a particular scene that had to be reshot countless times, if you believe her ex, Kris. According to these documents, producer Russell J. admitted that Kim supposedly forced Kris's proposal to be reshot. Why? Apparently, Kim didn't like her initial reaction on camera. Other scenes that were allegedly reshot included the one where Kim discovered a party going down in her hotel room. Oh, and that time Kim was full-blown crying and discussing the divorce with her mom? That one had to be reshot too. It's safe to say that the Kardashians know they'll be forced to reshoot something that didn't come out right, but they're obviously more than just fine with it. Still, not everything we see is a reshoot either. Take Kourtney and Scott's fights on the show. The tension was definitely 100% legit, but things in the mansion don't always come off as thrilling on the first take. And let's be honest, Keeping Up with the Kardashians wouldn't be a ratings hit if we only got to see emotionless and flat reactions, now would it? So we totally get why they're forced to do this. Khloe's strict rules. True Thompson is only 7 months old, so the odds of her crawling out of the house and getting into trouble are pretty slim. But she has Kardashian blood, so you never know. Regardless, Khloe is playing it safe and setting up rules for her daughter, including what she can and can't watch on TV. Oh, and we're sure that Sesame Street and Dora the Explorer are on the list of approved shows. But Keeping Up with the Kardashians apparently isn't. Khloe went on her website to tell the world that her little girl won't be seeing the show until she's at least 13 years old. Then again, the show isn't exactly a Disney movie. So, for now, it looks like True will have to wait a few years. But we totally get where Khloe's coming from. After all, she found out on the show that her boyfriend, Tristan Thompson, had cheated on her. She certainly wouldn't want her daughter learning about her dad's indiscretions early on and from the telly. But given the show's popularity, the only way she could keep True from learning the truth is if she locked her up in the room like Rapunzel until she was older. Either way, we're kind of on board with Khloe's strict rules about not watching the show. And fans certainly hope that Keeping Up with the Kardashians will still be on the air a decade from now. If not, we're sure True can turn to YouTube for insights on her exotic family. 24-hour perfection. Oddly enough, some of the show's rules didn't actually come from the producers themselves. They came from momager Kris Jenner. Just ask Rob Kardashian. He told TMZ that Kris always expected her kids to look picture perfect and she wouldn't tolerate anything less than that. He claimed his mom had pushed him and his sisters to look flawless at all times, and that included staying in shape. Kris had even forced Khloe to take Garcinia pills to control her weight. Then Kim supposedly jumped on the Garcinia bandwagon too and asked Rob to also take the pills. This caused a wedge between them, and supposedly that is one of the reasons he didn't attend her wedding. But this doesn't surprise us one bit. After all, celebs are pretty busy 24/7, so they don't always make healthy choices when it comes to food or exercise. It's why these Garcinia pills were a lot of celebs' ways to fix their issues. Apparently, they didn't have to diet or exercise if they took them. Later down the line, Kris Jenner went on the Today Show to denounce her son's claims that she forced him to do anything, but she did say the pills are totally safe. However, a 2005 study in food and chemical toxicology showed that high doses of Garcinia cambogia did cause toxicity in rodents. But this wasn't what caused one Kardashian family member to have some major health issues. Cameras can stop rolling. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians crew are determined to capture every single moment of the reality family's life, but in order to do that, the cameras must keep rolling at all times. There are no limits to what they can record, so we're sure there's a vault somewhere with tons of Kardashian secrets that end up on the editing room floor. Does that sound awful to you? But there still are some boundaries. If a moment is too personal or too traumatic, producers will consider shutting the cameras off. Case in point, there was that time in 2015 when Lamar Odom was hospitalized. The LA Lakers basketball player was in a coma after experimenting with a controlled substance. Khloe Kardashian was his wife at the time, and she feared for her husband's life, so she spent every minute by his side while he recovered. During that time, production ceased, so no cameras recorded any tear-jerking moments. This speaks highly of the production team, who apparently know when it's time to stop rolling. Viewers expected them to milk the situation for ratings, but Khloe and Lamar are human beings too, so production decided to give them their space. So in rare instances, they might decide to shut production for a few days. Countless grooming hours. It's not easy looking as amazing as the Kardashians do on the reality show, but there are some serious grooming and lighting tricks involved. Take Kris Jenner, for example. An insider alleges that the momager wants her face lit a special way while filming the show. This totally blurs out her face so she can look her very best. But that's cake compared to what the other women go through. The sisters spend hours in their makeup chair every day, but it's definitely worth it. We mean, it's for their own good. No one wants to come off looking disheveled on HD cameras. Plus, the Kardashians probably get to take a nap while a makeup artist works their magic. Then there's Kim, who doesn't mess around when it comes to makeup. She puts the face in face game, especially when it comes to contour. But this doesn't even include the team of stylists that help pick out the right clothes for the girls. Then there's the hair, which also can take up a while. Kim once posted a pic on Instagram where a stylist was doing her hair. On the caption she wrote, "I'm just over it today." So it doesn't sound like having someone yanking your hair and putting stuff on your face is all it's cracked up to be. Regardless, the sisters understand that they simply have no choice. The whole world is used to seeing them in a certain light, so they simply have to suck it up. Visitors NDA. Celebrities like Jessica Alba, Paris Hilton, and Gigi and Bella Hadid are just some of the Kardashians' friends, so it's not surprising that some of them might ring the doorbell at any given time. But here's the thing, if they want to hang with the Kardashians, they need to sign a non-disclosure agreement. It's not just a Kardashian rule, it's the show's rule. They certainly wouldn't want Paris Hilton to blab about something that hasn't aired on the show yet, but this rule applies to anyone the Kardashians know. In fact, Kylie gets her guests to sign a $10 million contract just to hang out with her at home. But it doesn't matter who's visiting who. If you want to see a Kardashian, you have to sign on the dotted line, and that includes people the Kardashians are dating. No exceptions. Anyone who isn't willing to respect that will find themselves on the other side of the door. Now, this might sound a bit extreme, but it's how they protect themselves and keep guests from leaking things to the media. Extra security. There's no way anyone can ignore a Kardashian, as they're popular pretty much all over the world. Unfortunately, this makes them an easy target. They have a ton of admirers and a few crazies chasing after them. Everyone knows what they're doing at all times, since they share so much on social media. You could probably find out what any of them is doing right this very minute. Perhaps that's how Kim ended up getting robbed in Paris in 2016. The situation was beyond scary for the reality star. Fortunately, our Kardashian goddess made it out alive, but now the show has implemented some serious security measures, which affects the entire crew. Kim isn't even allowed to drive alone anymore. This might sound a bit extreme, but it's for the best. The Kardashians understand that they have to give up some of their freedom in order to stay safe, especially when the children are around. In fact, sources say that a security team combs through Kim's daily agenda to assess any security vulnerabilities. That way, Kim and her kids can go out knowing nothing will go wrong. The same security measures are applied to the rest of the family too, so if you thought being rich meant you'd get to do whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted, well, think again. Editing is okay. It might be reality TV, but if something doesn't go right, the cast are allowed to ask for a reshoot. In fact, producers reportedly told the Kardashians that they can ask for a scene to be edited anytime. They also get to approve all footage before it airs. Case in point, when Kanye West proposed to Kim Kardashian, viewers saw that he put a lot of work into his plan. After all, the goal was to surprise his then-girlfriend. But was it really a surprise? Kim was supposedly spotted wearing her engagement ring a week before Kanye had popped the question. And during the episode, Khloe said, "I couldn't have written this better myself." So you have to wonder how real is reality TV after all. But don't ask Kris Jenner if the show is scripted, or she might throw a fit. She once told Carson Daly that it really pisses her off when people claim the show is fake. She also called the media out for writing lies about her family. She claimed that most of the things people say about the show simply aren't true. And even someone as tough as this momager has her limits. She finally said to Daly, "After a while, some things just get to you. 90% of it is more or less BS." Which of these Kardashian rules do you think is way too ridiculous? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to The Taco and give this video a big thumbs up.